We love bitches.
Fuck yeah!
Yeah, motherfucker. Yeah. Mean Man Killer Kyle. Yeah, it's Thursday. I know.
Yes, your eyes are not deceiving you. We're a day early.
But Easter's coming up and I'm going to be with the fams.
Yep.
So thought we'd order Boston pizza
Yeah.
when, as the title says, we are the diet. We are the Diet Pepsi boys.
So there you go.
I wish they'd come up with more flavor. So I was getting my hold on. Because of course.
Screw you, yes.
Yeah, so I was getting my groceries done, going on the Walmart website for our city, and they had spiced Coca-Cola.
That's right.
Well, I am because I guess they were fresh out. I mean, it is Easter. There's a big rush for some reason.
Yeah.
So,
Like, I know you and I had talked about the, what is it, caramel Pepsi they're going to come out with?
cinnamon.
Cinnamon, yeah. Cinnamon Pepsi they're going to come out with, and, you know, they've got commercials on TV for the spice Pepsi, and you had said, oh, next time we go out, we should go to that place in the mall there and see if they got the spice Pepsi. And I mentioned, oh, they probably have it at the Metro, but of course it'd probably be like a case of like 12. And, you know, what if you say Walmart has them? I was like, yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Like, Matt and I, a little while ago, went to a convenience store that's not that far from us, and he was looking for the spiced Pepsi or Coke. And
Yeah, it was Coke.
they didn't have it, and it's like, probably they'll have it now, but maybe not. I don't know. But like your bigger, like your like grocery stores and that. I mean, okay, it makes sense that they would have it. Now it's probably not gonna be like they might have it in like these bottles of Diet Pepsi, and you get other bottles that come in a 6-pack. Now, I mean, you might get like a 6-pack of bottles, maybe the spiced Coke.
Yes.
Or like even like the mini cans, but like there may more than likely be to buy one of the cases.
Yeah. So anyhow,
It's kind of like it's be a double-edged sword in my opinion, because like you buy a case of this spiced Coke, and you try it, and if you like it, great, you've got more.
Yeah.
But if you try it and you don't like it, what are you gonna do?
Exactly.
Give it to somebody else?
Probably. I mean, that's the thing. We haven't had a flavored pop. Well, I mean, Coke, rather. I mean,
Yeah.
Pepsi has their cherry, actual cherry, not black cherry.
Yeah.
I guess. So, anyways, they have that. Coke used to have lime, lemon.
Yeah.
They had cherry too, but nowadays you just get Coke. Or you could get cherry Coke every once in a while.
Yeah, so the fact now that they're, we could say, branching out into other flavors.
I really hope you guys are enjoying your ASMR.
Yeah, really. Like, a spice Coke, a cinnamon Coke. That'd be interesting.
A cinnamon Coke would be good. Um, I remember, and it was at the cigar store at our mall,
Right.
and so they have the specialty cokes there for some reason. So
Yeah.
I got the orange sherbet or the orange sorbet or something.
Right. Yeah.
Anyways, it was good, and I do enjoy orange flavored drinks as well.
Yeah.
And then I think they might have had grape, but I'm not sure. And of course, you have vanilla, Miss. Oh, hey,
Mr. X. We're talking about flavored Coke.
yeah, Coke is good. You know, keeps you up all night. No,
Yeah. Well,
uh, shit. So, anyways, um, yeah. So get that. I mean, Canada is slow at getting stuff, so it's like we get American channels that will advertise things that we may or may not get.
yeah, exactly. Really all depends.
So, anyways, enough about that. We're on Monday Night Raw, which emanated from Chicago, Illinois. The Bears.
No, we're friends.
Okay. Well, anyways, yeah. Um.
Uh-huh.
So that's distracting.
Yeah.
Anyhow, yeah. So Chicago. Anyway,
Yes.
it was very interesting. The lead ups to WrestleMania look good.
Yeah.
Mac, if this is you, I'm gonna fuck you up. Uh, yeah. I mean, the match or the thing with Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins, and CM Punk, that was good.
Yeah, it was.
And I mean, you have that. Apparently, that went a little longer than it should have,
I suppose, yeah.
but I don't know. And then, of course, we have to talk about The Rock and Cody Rhodes, which,
Yeah.
yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
I don't know where to go with that. I mean, you hear things like, well, The Rock can say this, The Rock can say that, but wrestlers can't say it because, PG era, which I think is very hypocritical.
Well, not so much necessarily PG era, but like, I guess there's a policy that right there, the superstars are not allowed to, use profanity on their social media or, on Raw or SmackDown or whatever.
Yeah.
And, which makes a lot of sense. Then you got, The Rock, fuck your story, Cody, and, fuck this, fuck that, fuck her out.
You
fuck
do not
this.
fuck with the bloodline.
Yeah. And then, in that segment last night, Rock said fuck something. They censored it out, and it's like, okay, on the one hand, you've got this policy about, our talent is not allowed to use profanity for, guideline reasons or whatever the fuck. And then on the other hand, you got The Rock on Instagram. Oh, fuck your story code, and you don't fuck with the bloodline. And every other sentence has fucking, and it's like, well, they're not gonna allow The Rock to, use all this profanity all he wants, and everybody else be like, "Oh, you have to stay within the rules. You have to stay within the guidelines." How about fuck you?
Yeah, and I mean, CM Punk said, "You two dipshits."
Yeah,
So
Punk said, "You two dipshits." As I mentioned, Cody was talking about how Rock's got little dick syndrome and whatever else. Like, well, we're definitely not in Toto anymore, Kansas.
no.
He ain't coming back. Not a fucking chance.
No. With the whole thing with McMahon and all that shit, I don't see Lesnar return. I mean, it's all. Oh, you know what? I could just do this.
There you go.
I mean, it'll take a lot for Lesnar to come back, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, he was good back in the day, but he keeps running his mouth. And I think so. Yeah, we could talk about
That
that.
could be a very, very real possibility.
You have The Rock beating the shit out of Cody, and then Cody bleeds, and then you have a truck behind them, and then it has the face of John Cena, or Stone Cold Steve Austin. How dare I?
Uh,
And then I have people talking like, "Oh, well, we're gonna have John Cena and Steve Austin at WrestleMania," and yeah, they could very well help Cody. Both two guys have history with The Rock.
like, okay. Hypothetically speaking, let's say Cody versus Roman for the title is tribal rules, which means anything goes. Then yeah, you could very easily see Cena and Austin get involved more than likely.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the thing too. Now, I mean, Steve said that he's not going to wrestle no more
Right?
after his match with Kevin.
Yeah.
But I mean, that could easily happen here. I mean, that's kind of, it would be cool.
Yeah.
Like, it's WrestleMania 40. So,
Yeah.
pull out all the stops.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah. You want Roman Reigns to win to see how annoyed people will get, besides me.
Yeah, really.
I mean, you look at people our age back in the 70s and how annoyed they were when Bruno Sammartino remained the champion.
See, I don't know how annoyed people would have been back then that Bruno held the title for as long as he did, because Bruno was beloved back then.
Oh, I know. Yeah, that's true. Well, here's the thing, though, dude. Like, it's the truth. Or if you're going to be the champion, there's going to come a time when you have to lose that belt.
Oh, exactly, for sure.
And the fact that Roman has held it for
1,300 days, 1,300 plus days.
yeah, like that's unheard of nowadays.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's like you're telling me there's no other credible wrestler that could hold the strap. Like,
Oh, there is. I think they're just seeing how long they can run with this.
yeah,
And I mentioned this previously. I'll bring it up again. To me, it seems like we're at a point now where Roman has held the title for 1,305 days, I believe it is right now, or a little bit longer, what have you. So, it's going to be one of those things where it's like when Roman finally loses the title, is going to be a massive, like, holy shit moment,
Yeah.
and it's going to be one of those things where it's like, do you remember where you were the night Roman lost the title? Where were you when this Undertaker streak ended? Where were you when Andre got slammed by Hulk Hogan? Where were you when, Bruno Sammartino lost the title to Ivan Koloff? Where were you when, you know, what other big moment happened in wrestling? You could insert in there.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you this because I thought about this yesterday. Now, me personally, I don't think Sami Zayn is gonna beat Gunther at WrestleMania.
Probably not.
So, that being said, I think it will be Chad Gable at SummerSlam. Because when you think about it, Honky Tonk Man held the title from whenever he beat Steamboat
Yeah.
to SummerSlam.
Yes.
Got beat by the Warrior. What's not to say? It'll be some similar situation with Gunther.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that happening.
And this whole thing with Chad Gable, like, this is kind of like the whole thing with Candice LeRae and Maxine.
Yeah.
Just came right out of nowhere. So,
Well, yeah, pretty much.
I mean, I like Chad. He's a good wrestler, and yeah, he was really annoying as fuck. But I kind of got used to that.
Yeah.
And now he's becoming like, I don't even know.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. And of course, you have Stand and Deliver. That's looking good.
Yeah.
SmackDown, or not SmackDown. Fuck off. NXT, actually didn't really watch. I might have. That was a good show.
Yeah, it was all right.
I think when you look at storylines that don't work, they looked at Thea Hale and they're like, yeah, you don't look good as the mean girl after all, so we're just going to revert you back to the being hyperactive shit suit that goes in with Chase U. Kind of.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, like the whole thing with her and JC Jane. I mean, okay, it was good. Would have been interesting to see uh, where they would have went with that. How they have kept that going. It just seemed to be that, like, I don't know. They felt like they felt like it ran its course,
Yeah.
and so they just put JC with this new girl.
What do you think of Roxanne Perez's new attitude?
I mean, with her, the whole thing they did with her, collapsing in the ring after she had that match with Satomura and, being out for a little while and giving up the title and, doing all this stuff to, get back the title and have any opportunity there is for her to have the title or, have a match for the title. She misses out. She gets all pissed off. I mean, I don't have an issue with it.
No.
Because, like, you have so many times when a wrestler, turns heel and they're like, I got sick and tired of you guys riding my coattails and doing this for you and doing this, that for you. And, you know, you guys supported me and what did I get for what thanks did I get for it? Nothing. And, blaming the fans or whatever. And Roxanne's just like, I just want the fucking title back. That's it.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, I don't blame her.
No, I think she should have got the belt a long time ago.
Yeah.
And for some reason, it was like, all right, back of the line. And no, that's not the way it should have been.
No,
So this match with Lyra is going to be interesting.
definitely.
Again, I don't see her winning. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, she hasn't really aligned herself with anyone.
Right.
So I think that Tony D'Angelo and Elo Dragunov is going to be a good match.
Yes, for sure.
I think the vignettes, yeah, they're corny, but also I kind of enjoy that. Obviously, I've always been a big fan of Mafia stuff,
Right.
so it's cool to see that. I believe Stax had a match with Elo
Yes.
recently, so
On Tuesday.
oh, this Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay. Sean Spears is back. We were talking about people that went back to WWE after AEW. I'm actually quite surprised that not only is Sean Spears back, but he's the chairman of the board.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, no more Ty Dillinger. We've got the chairman of the board, just like we brought Cody back and we didn't give him the Stardust gimmick.
Yeah, exactly.
So I thought that's pretty cool. I mean,
Yeah.
once again, we talked about that in a Facebook video.
Yeah.
Vince no longer in how?
It's no longer in charge. Things are much different.
Yeah. So I mean, it's gonna be fun no matter what happens from here on out.
Yeah.
And it was fun for the first round until he decided to weasel his way back in.
Yeah.
But with all the allegations now,
Yeah.
and stuff like that, it's kind of like, hell, he's done.
Yeah, he's done for.
Yeah. And that's too bad. Well, it is and it isn't. He was old, and I couldn't see him run the company well into his 80s.
Yeah. I mean, could we have seen maybe eventually, like, okay, say these allegations hadn't have come up and, things were going on as they were. I think eventually we probably could have seen Vince just quietly make his way out of the picture.
Yeah, I think so.
Like, he eventually decided he was no longer going to be an on-screen personality anymore. Like, yeah, he would do the odd thing here and there, but as like a full-time on-screen persona, you could say, he decided he wasn't going to do that anymore. He was mainly just going to focus on like behind-the-scenes stuff, just being in gorilla position and running the ship, so to speak.
Yeah.
And then I think probably eventually, slowly but surely, he more than likely would have handed over the reins fully to Triple H and just slowly and quietly made his way out of the picture.
Yeah.
But then these allegations happened, and well, he ended up out of the picture, I think, sooner than he was wanting to and intending to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh well.
Fuck events. So I was watching a video about 10 WrestleMania facts or more, I guess. And they were talking about WrestleMania, obviously, after WrestleMania 35,
Right.
and I thought this would happen too. They thought they would split the show in half, even before the pandemic happened.
Yeah.
Which I thought made sense because WrestleMania 35 went overtime.
Yeah.
So I would fully agree with that. The
Yeah,
fact that they even thought about it like before the pandemic
yeah,
was kind of interesting. So
yeah. I saw something on Instagram, and it said that on the topic of WrestleMania 35, said that this year on Monday, it emanated from Chicago, of course, and they had offered up, like I guess, sold 15,000 tickets to Monday Night Raw, and it was the highest uh, amount of tickets sold or highest attendance at Raw, I guess, since the Raw after WrestleMania 35.
oh wow.
Yeah,
Shit. I mean the fact is as well is that, you know, it's gonna be a good WrestleMania, but also the fact that they're in Philadelphia,
yeah,
I think that's cool.
yeah,
I mean, considering the fact that the last time they were in Philly was WrestleMania 15,
yeah,
at least a WrestleMania. So it's like,
yeah,
and yeah, I know the whole thing about breaking the tradition of having your tenure at a wrestle like a Madison Square Garden.
yeah,
Rather, it's like, okay, that's cool. I mean, it pissed me off in the beginning because, like, for a couple of years later, they would have had WrestleMania again in New Orleans,
right, yeah,
and that sucked. So, yeah, I think that, and CM Punk mentioned, WrestleMania coming back to Chicago.
yeah,
I honestly wish that it would come back to Toronto.
yeah. I don't know if that's gonna happen, bud. To be
Uh,
honest, because like you look at the attendances of WrestleMania over the years. Okay, WrestleMania 6 and WrestleMania
18.
18 at the Sky Dome. You know, max capacity of the Sky Rogers Center Sky Dome is like 50,000 at least or so. I think.
Yeah, I guess.
You look at the attendances of WrestleManias. You know, previously 60 to 80,000 is about average
No,
for WrestleMania attendance.
I never thought of that.
Like, I'm not saying that it can't happen.
No, I know.
It's just, I think WrestleMania, like, they're going to have WrestleManias at bigger arenas and bigger and like stadiums and that for, a larger attendance. Like, 50,000 people, that's no slouch, but at the same time, when you look at, previous WrestleManias where they've had it at like, MetLife Stadium, AT&T Stadium, their Mercedes-Benz Superdome, so on and so forth, where you can hold, 70, 80,000 people, 60,000 people, or whatever. You know,
Pontiac, Michigan.
I think
Yeah.
this is my opinion, but I think they feel like if they were to the have WrestleMania in Toronto, the two biggest arenas in Toronto are not the caliber of an audience that they would want for a WrestleMania.
Yeah, I guess. And look, it doesn't have to be Toronto. It could be Ottawa. It could be Montreal. If you really want to go there, Halifax.
But even in those cities,
Yeah.
what venue would is big enough, you could say, to have a WrestleMania and have that,
Yeah.
big
Well,
audience?
well, that's the problem right there is that we don't necessarily have, uh, unless I'm wrong, really any stadiums.
Yeah,
I mean, Calgary is kind of close, maybe, if that building still exists.
yeah,
But I mean, only time will tell. I have no idea.
right, yeah,
And I mean, that's the only thing that, and so I found it was a picture. No, it was a little video of the construction of WrestleMania this
yeah. I
year.
saw that as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, they started working on the set.
yeah, and I looked at it and I'm like, really, you're gonna put the ring far like close? I mean, it's WrestleMania. He should, I don't know. In my opinion, I always liked the WrestleManias like 18 and 17, or even 8, where the aisle was fairly long,
Yeah,
but I don't know. To me, that would be more spectacular. I want to see what happens at WrestleMania 40. Like,
yeah,
I think WrestleMania, the first one obviously was a tryout. Then you have
yeah,
10, which was good.
yeah,
And then 20 was actually really good. 30, not so much. So we'll see what happens.
yeah, yeah.
Speaking of which, I have videos. If you want, go to WrestleMania 10, watch that. And then tomorrow, I would do WrestleMania 20.
Right. Yeah. First one he did was obviously the first WrestleMania.
Yeah.
The one that started it all. And then, yeah, I feel like, yeah, do every 10, basically every 10 years. WrestleMania 10, WrestleMania 20, WrestleMania 30, leading up to this year.
But what I said was true. It seems like the first WrestleMania was in 1985.
Yes.
And then, for some reason, I'm not sure how that worked, WrestleMania started, like WrestleMania 10, 1994, and then 2004, then 2014. I'm not sure what happened with the first one, I guess.
Uh, yeah. I mean, could they have had the first WrestleMania in like 84 at some point?
Yeah.
Like, go, 84, 94, 2004, 2014, 2024. Sure. Why they went with 85, who knows?
Yeah. But we'll see what happens. It should be fun. And I
Yeah.
mean, it's Philadelphia, so I can't wait to see what happens. And once again, it's another fast year. Because I remember gearing up for WrestleMania 39.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
And with everything going well this year, I won't be in the hospital for WrestleMania, which is a plus.
yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. I
Yeah.
thought you were out by then, but
Nope.
that's. Well, anyways, I mean, yeah, we're gonna get together. We're gonna eat, drink, be merry, whatever.
I
Like stupid ass fucker. And yeah, I think that pretty much covers it.
thought one thing that we haven't gotten into yet, and I thought you would have brought up. What are your thoughts on the? I don't know if it's going to be a permanent thing. The I guess you can call it new Raw set.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right. Because I am a big fan of those. So apparently because it was a bigger attendance or something, I have no idea.
Right.
They had the entrance way smaller, the
Right.
screen smaller.
Right.
I don't mind it. I honestly didn't pay attention when I first watched it,
Yeah.
and then I heard something about it like not too long ago. And
Right.
so when I
Yeah.
finished Raw, I was like, oh, there, yeah, I see it now.
Yeah.
Um, I like it.
Yeah.
That's about time. I mean, how long are you gonna have that Raw set?
Yeah. I know. Like because Raw this past Monday in Chicago had a fairly, I would say, larger than normal attendance. Okay. Yeah. They had a smaller screen, and we'll see if and from here on out attendances are going to continuously going up, and that's going to determine what they're going to do with the set for like Raw and maybe even SmackDown. Who knows?
Yeah, yeah, I'm not sure, but I mean, it's not bad. It's kind of a miniature version of the Raw set they did have.
Yeah.
I think the Raw, well, even SmackDown set from 2018 was the shits.
Meh. Yeah.
But, it's just a set, obviously.
Yeah.
I think it should be a bigger deal for pay per views or
Oh, I know.
premium live events. And there's another thing,
Yeah.
now that Triple H or Papa H or whatever you want to call him is in charge, we're getting that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. A lot of people have been saying that this version of The Rock is like the best version of The Rock. And it's like, okay, so what are your thoughts on the, I'll call it final boss version of The Rock?
Well, people go, oh, this is Hollywood Rock. I disagree. When I listen to the new improved version, I guess, I like it. I think it's kind of like Hollywood Rock meets 1998 Rock.
Exactly.
You have the guy coming out, he's got a similar vest that he had in 98, but I was more or less a coat.
Well, he would wear like long sleeve shirts that, were, quite fancy looking. Now he's got like I guess you could say like a sleeveless shirt to show off his muscles.
This is a more aggressive Rock than I think we've ever got.
Yeah, I suppose.
Like, you look at the guy, and he's like, okay, yeah, he's in his 50s, whatever, but he could still go. And you watch Monday, it was almost like watching a TV drama.
Yeah.
Like The Sopranos. I know that's a bit of a stretch, but, and then, I mean, there was a whole thing of watching Busted Open, and Bully Ray was like, if they were going to have Cody bleed,
Yeah.
they should have went all the way with it. They should have had him bleed like a stuffed pig, like Crimson Mask.
Yeah.
The whole 9 yards. But I'm like, okay, so I mean, when him and Dustin had their match, and it was like,
Dustin bled like a stuck pig.
yeah, he was a Crimson Mask. I don't necessarily think that's a good idea.
Right.
I think it looks cool, but I don't think that's really a good idea because, I mean, you know how much fucking blood you lose.
Yeah, you lose enough blood, you can literally pass him. They essentially die.
Well, you look at the battle with Shawn Michaels and Triple H,
Right.
Unforgiven,
Yeah.
I believe. And towards the end of that match, Paul was as white as a ghost.
Yeah.
Because of how much blood he lost.
Yeah.
And that's the thing why I do not like bleeding.
Right.
Like, I understand you can't do it the hard way. Well, like, I don't know how to put it. You bleed accidentally. I have no idea. But if you hit an artery, you're done.
Yeah. And if you really want to know what it could be like to gig wrong, if you will. I got two words: Bill Alfonso.
Oh yeah. Ain't gonna get who did it.
After his match with Beulah, they fucking had to rush him to the hospital. He was bleeding so damn much.
Yeah.
So that's like when you do it. Okay, yeah, you want to, as the terminology goes, you want to get color, which is fine. Well, you want to be ever so fucking careful doing it.
I mean, the most savage, I want to say, that John Cena has ever been. His match with JBL.
Yeah,
I mean, it was the last man, or it was an I Quit match,
yeah,
rather. I honestly, yeah, if you're going to gimmick, then I don't know how you can do it safely and not hit an artery or hit a vein or.
because like I don't know really like how many veins we have on our forehead. Like what, like where is where is there a vein in your head that's like I mean, like okay, in your neck you've got the carotid artery and the jug in there. That's one thing, but like as far as like in your forehead, let's say, like do these two arteries somehow connect to your head, like the top of your head, and like you hit the wrong one, you'll bleed out or what?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I think even watching, again, I bring it up, Shane McMahon and Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
Like, I felt like passing out just watching Shane get brutalized, and it's like, holy shit. But yeah, I think you don't need blood, obviously.
Yeah.
It helps. But when you realize the lengths that they go
Yeah.
to get that way, and plus they're sweating, so it's going to look like it's a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, so that's kind of why they stopped doing it for a while. Now, as far as the fucking swear words, goddamn motherfucking bullshit piss.
I know, right? Like holy shit. Fucking damn it.
Jesus fucking Christ. Anyway, they're bleeping it, but they're still swearing.
Yeah.
Like, you can actually hear the rock mouth the words, so.
Yeah.
It's like when you watch like, yeah, Steve Austin would swear, DX would swear,
Yeah.
even The Rock, but they bleeped it out, obviously.
Yeah.
And it's almost like, well, think of the children. And I'm like, okay, you're watching an AEW show? Look how many kids are in the audience.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they don't swear as much, but you still got cowboy shit and
Yeah.
other stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
I wonder though if they have like an age limit to it, like to attend an AEW show, you got to be minimum 14 years old.
yeah. And I mean, a lot of wrestling fans are like I started watching when I was 7.5.
Right.
I'm almost 40 and I still love the shit.
Yeah.
And you were watching a lot younger than I was.
Well, yeah, like I started my like I started watching wrestling probably like my earliest memory of watching wrestling would be like probably 94, 95-ish, or maybe 95, 96, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, okay. So you would have been like 4, 3,
That yeah.
2, 1. Yeah, yeah. It was it was fun watching it back then, and I love the fact that they have these biographies now and
Yeah.
rivalries on A&E. And it's awesome to see that kind of stuff because, yeah, I'm not sure. I was watching something else and they were saying that Vince wasn't happy with Dark Side of. Oh no, that was Dudesy. Shout out Dudesy. They were talking about. That was Will Sasso. And he was like, yeah, Vince wasn't happy with Dark Side of the Ring. Or not Dark Side of the Ring. Wrestling with Shadows. And Beyond the Mat.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was like blurring the lines between kayfabe and, whatever.
Right, yeah.
I don't think that's when it all started. Look, I knew myself that wrestling was fixed. I knew that wrestling, the characters weren't real, so to speak.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you have to appreciate the fact that they do put their bodies on the line.
Oh, of course.
You can get hurt in an instant.
Yes.
So, I mean, to say that wrestling is fake, yeah, the characters are fake. Yeah, the storyline is fake. The wrestling is, in my opinion, 100% real.
Yeah.
But also take into consideration of there's people that don't like each other and they're going to shoot on you.
Yeah, they'll shoot on each other.
I was just watching a video about backstage fights. I mean, the CM Punk thing wasn't mentioned.
Right.
Because it was talked to death already, I guess. But
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of legit heat with wrestlers.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is. They're not all buddy-buddy. They're not going to go to the bar and have a couple shots. And it's just not going to happen.
Not likely.
I mean, yeah, there was a point a couple years ago where it was campy.
Yeah.
And it seemed like I don't know if you remember that video for SummerSlam. And it was like, don't look that. I can't remember. And CM Punk was there. Anyway, fail. And
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, so, and you're going to get that with any sport, I believe.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't think that the Maple Leafs get along with the Bruins.
Probably not.
But, anyways, yeah, so join us for WrestleMania predictions, for Stand and Deliver predictions, for Supercard of Honor predictions.
Yeah.
For whatever else is coming up.
Well, after WrestleMania weekend, I don't really know what's coming up after that.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the 21st, we got Dynasty. So.
Oh, so I want to bring it up too. Oh, were you finished?
I don't really know what's going to be in between WrestleMania and Dynasty, but there's that.
I sent this to you. The people who came up with the incitement for Raw, Bobby Roode and Michael Hayes.
Yeah.
Now, that was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, really.
And then, yeah, we haven't even scratched Dynamite. But I haven't seen it yet.
Right, yeah.
So, this is right side up. We are your Wheels of Fury heavyweight champion, Killer Kyle, and me, Matt. Thank you, Mr. X, for joining us.
Yeah.
We will talk to you later. I'm going to get it right this time. Cielo. Mielo.